G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. This is game number 2 in the series between MarineLord and Kasva. Spawning in the west side of the map, playing as the Abbasid dynasty in the color blue representing Izzy Esports, it's MarineLord. And on the east side of the map, spawning in the color pink as the Ottomans, it's Kasva, who is representing Istanbul Wildcats. I should also mention that it is relatively important because they do pay him good money to play good games, and good games he's been giving us. The first game, if you did miss it, I hate to spoil it for you, but, well, let's just put it this way. MarineLord's gonna have to work extra hard this game if he wants to win. Kasva has been doing amazing things recently. It's been beautiful watching him develop as a player, and now we see the beginnings of an opening here with a military school. A typical Fitzbro opening, but looks like that's all it's going to be. Nothing further than that. No gathering up of any additional wood and dropping down the house. Just nice and tucked in next to the town center here. We'll ride on board over on the other side of the map and see how MarineLord is doing and what he's up to, whether it's going to be more than one scout, and it looks just to be the second, or just to be rather the first scout in this game for both players. So a single scout opening for both, which is very typical, I guess. Now the question is, what do we look to achieve with this Ottoman military school opening? For me, the number one thing is this right here. Denying stone, denying gold, or at least being annoying, causing idle time, you know, maybe forcing out an outpost potentially. And to be honest, MarineLord's got a pretty good spawn for this. Typically, the Ottoman player is going to want to try and isolate those villages and prevent them from ever coming out here onto these mines. So MarineLord very easily could just drop down. Even a single outpost would be enough just to guarantee that the integrity of these buildings is not compromised. But hey, at least it's an outpost. And the thing is, you've got to remember that having the military school, it is not just, you know, it's not just something temporary in the early game. This stays with him for the entirety of the game. So it's super smart to be thinking about how you can use these units in the early game to try and establish an advantage. Even if you weren't to go to the military school, and let's say you throw the military school down in the feudal age, you're not going to be able to force that outpost of your enemy. But even just by forcing that outpost out, it's 100 wood, but it's 100 wood that they wouldn't have had to spend otherwise. So we missed it. We got about half of it through. And just you know, a shout out to the devs. If you guys do need any more Abbasid voice lines gone down, I've got you covered. In particular, female villager voice. When buildings are constructed, this is my, well, hey, look, this is my rendition. Hey, look, they're really happy to complete those buildings. Anyway, Kasva, now moving out with the first of his spearmen. We can see that the scout coming down on the bottom side here, unaware as to where his enemy potentially has those villagers gathering, but he should be able to tell from this right here. This should give him enough indication that the resources that he's seeking is going to be on the top side here. And that's exactly where he goes. He's going to be running straight into the gold mine, straight away finding those villagers. And now MarineLord going to be on the defensive, and we can see he's got 113 or 110 gold in the bag. He drops it. No, he doesn't even drop it off. He's just going to be looking to repel the spearman for the moment. You can see he's got 130, and that should be enough to get him up those arrow slits. It should be enough to get him up those fresh food stuffs. But not going to be gathering on the, or not going to be going for the wheelbarrow. Now that spearman going to be moving into the mining camp. Now, one of the things that we talk about, or I talk about quite a bit, is that when it comes to the early spearman opening, what you can actually do here is add in a barracks and look to get more spearmen out than just this. A single spearman can be easily repelled by villagers. All you want to do is just wait for that spearman to come in, and then you're just going to meet him and greet him with all 3 villagers at the same time. And it's going to be very easy for you to just simply repel that spearman because you out-damage him. He does, I think it's 6 damage or 7 damage in the Dark Age, and when you've got all your villagers and their daggers out, they all do 6. So they're doing 18 damage a pop. So very, over time, you're just going to be able to out-DPS it. But we do see the second spearman now coming in. Economic Wing about to come through. And look at this, we've actually got the timer here on the Economic Wing because obviously villagers, well, they're not constructing the Economic Wing. The age up now coming through, 4 minutes 15. For MarineLord, not a bad little timing, and the question is, where does he go from here? It's going to be an archery range, so already forcing his enemy to make something that he doesn't want to have to make. Ideally, MarineLord would love to be going for 17 town centers and not make a single military unit, but he's going to have to make some production before he begins. Now, it looks like a villager is moving out to repair this mining camp, doesn't want to lose it. And obviously, as soon as it starts, remember, as soon as it goes on fire, it starts burning down, and it starts losing health itself. So you want to avoid it going on fire because then you have to repair that health as well. So ideally, you want to avoid that. Fresh foodstuffs now coming in for MarineLord, and we'll ride on board over on the other side of the map as it looks like Kasva has now reached the second age as well. Twin Minaret Madrasa coming down. in my opinion, the best landmark that is for the Ottomans. Honestly, one of the best landmarks in the game. If I could have this landmark as the Chinese, I probably... Oh, actually, that's a good question. If I could have it as the Chinese, would I? Probably. It's a pretty good landmark. I don't know. The Imperial Academy is pretty good. Can I go the Imperial Academy and the Twin Minaret Madrasa? Because I would take that trade. It seems pretty decent. But the Barbican's not bad either. I mean, it's a glorified outpost, but I guess you could also say it's a pseudo fort. So, I mean... Hey, look, you know what? I'm not going to complain about my China. I like him a lot. Speaking of China, or speaking of liking a lot, though, look at this. Kasva really coming out with the expansion. Second military school and blacksmith getting thrown down as soon as he ages up. Love the way that he's playing this Ottoman civilization. The Ottomans, obviously, a fan favorite at the moment. A lot of people loving the Ottomans. Interestingly, we're yet to see the Malians coming out today, but perhaps we will see them shortly. Camel Archer are going to be coming out here for MarineLorD's. Not going to be mucking around with any of those infantry units. No, going to be sticking with it. And he's going one base, actually adding in a stable. So very interesting opening here. And we can see him forcing back units off the stone outcropping. Now, he's going to know that 50 stone is already taken off the top for the military school. 100 going to be taken off for the second military school. So that takes that stone cropping down to 1,000. And then from there, 886 remain. So he's taken off 114 of the stone. You can see that reflected over with Kasva. He's got 160. I guess there's probably the 50 that he started off as well. So the math adds up. But now that Spearman might need to move to cover this position, Townsend are going to just be looking to take it out as well, provide a little bit more coverage. But I suspect it's going to be Spahi. Indeed, it's going to be Spahi coming through now for Kasva. Right on board now with MarineLord and see how he's doing. As it looks like that second Townsend are going to be coming up shortly. He's got 280 gold in the bag at the moment as it crosses the 300 threshold. Keep in mind, Townsend is a little bit more expensive than they used to be, and now Kasva's starting to stack up that wood. He's a little bit worried because he can't actually get access to the stone. Part of the reason why you do see a lot of Ottoman players putting their second town center on the stone is because it feels very good, all right? It just feels good. As long as you keep this stone alive. I mean, you're getting so much food from your Twin Minaret Madrasa. Food isn't such a big issue. Stone is the issue for you. You really need to keep that guy safe because it's going to guarantee your third military school. But speaking of military schools, plenty of Spahi coming out, and all of these units so far have been free in this game. Another Spahi now coming out. Actually, I take that back. He does have a stable up, so I suspect this is probably at least one stable unit in here. But now also we see the Spearmen on the backside, going to be looking to try and get in on the action. They do get taken out. Spahi continue moving forward, looking to chase down the camel. A single Spearman as well in tow, and he's doing a great job here. I don't know whether he's popped out Fortitude just yet. It doesn't look like he has, and probably a wise decision. He would be taking double damage here from those horsemen. So typically, you want to avoid taking double damage in any situation, but he does a little bit of a maneuver around this position. Spearman's still going to be stuck here. He looks to focus down the Spearman as well, but the Spahi on the backside going to be pretty successful, and he's able to take... Oh, my lord, he gets it out by the skin of his teeth. He gets it out of there. Spahi now going to be moving out of here. Getting on out. Go on, get on out. Second town center also coming up. Does Kasva know about this? Kasva does know about this. In fact, the scout's up towards the north. He's going to be coming in straight towards these villagers, looking to try and pick up some villagers here. Villagers going to turn around and start to fight up against them. They've got the Fortitude. A little bit of a mistake right there by Kasva popping that Fortitude. It's going to mean that his units are now taking double damage, or not double damage, but 50% more damage. And that's typically not what you want to be doing. Even if they're dishing out more damage, they're going to stay alive for a lot less longer. And now does a bit of a ring around the rosy, realizes the town center is going to get up, and he allows it to. And looks to try and save a couple of his units more. Spahi now coming in. Keep in mind, all these Spahi were for free, or at least, actually, no, those ones weren't. Those were also paid for Spahi. These ones are for free. That's a free Spahi right there. That's going to be a free Spahi. That's a free Spahi. You get a free Spahi. You get a free Spahi. Everybody gets a free Spahi when they play the Ottomans, and they specifically make a military school and get Spahi coming out. But now, more Spahi in the middle of the map. Second town center up towards the north here. For Kasva, opting for that hunt. Looking to try and secure more food sources. We talked a little bit about that earlier. But definitely, it seems like at this point in time, he's able to keep it pretty even here with MarineLord. I'm loving this opening from Kasva. And the question is, how many town centers is MarineLord going to add? He's still got 6 villages here at the moment on stone. And now the first of the Spearmen come out. So I suspect Kasva's going to need to add in an archery range. Don't switch. Don't make the mistake of switching these over to archers. The meta's actually fine. I do welcome the meta being added in. Actually, we've got a meta out here. I don't know whether this meta has been trained or whether this is a meta. Hold on. How many sheep have we got? 12 sheep. I suspect that right here, well, I can't see it, but I suspect we've got Anatolian hills coming through, but no guarantee. I'm avoiding hovering over Kasva just because at any point in time that vizier point could come through. And now you can see he's got everything grouped together, so it is indeed Anatolian hills coming through for him. And now just with the meta out, so only going to be going with he's got a single meta at the moment, but he's actually bringing out a second meta, which is kind of wild because he's up against melee units. So meta are not going to really be in a position to get sniped. I guess it could potentially be followed, though, by these horsemen. And now, speaking of horsemen, they're looking to come through onto this gold mine. Will be successful here in taking out at least one villager. They do get the surround on that northern villager, and it messes up its pathing a little bit. Goes down. And we do see now that it's going to be one villager apiece for these guys that have been taken out. Third town center now going to get thrown down for Marine Lord. Pretty standard opening here for him. Looking towards that 3 TC play. And the wall's now starting to come up as well for Kasva on the south side of his base. Beautiful little opening here, but it's only going to be the one villager, so I suspect this might be the second villager that gets taken out this game. Going to ride on board with Kasva so that we don't get triggered by that wolf. Indeed, the villager is going to get chased away. The wolf tries to get in on the action as well. And fortunately, it's going to return back to its home as per the new mechanic. We tune back in with Marine Lord now. Survival technique's going to be coming through from him. So he's looking to pick up plenty of upgrades. Wheelbarrow now going to be coming through as well for Marine Lord. So looking to try and get in all those economic upgrades. Checking in on the other side, though. It looks like Kasva's picked up +1 to his wood gathering. But that is it for the moment. Double broadaxe going to be the way that he goes. And now another raid coming in on the wood line. So we got raids coming in for days on both of these guys. Military count pretty even. Villager count pretty even. Keep in mind the second town center that Kasva's got is now being outdone by the third town center of Marine Lord. So while Kasva will scale into the late game, he's going to be scaling slower than his enemy who is scaling even better than he is. We hear the villagers calling out, screaming, saying, "Hey, I'm a villager over here. I'm walking here." Except they probably do it a bit more feminine. "Hey, I'm walking here." Anyway, archers now coming out. Not enough of a mass here for the archers at the moment. He's got the archers on the front side, or archery ranges. Third military school has gone down. He's looking to hold the position. Will be successful. Got the meta in the mix as well. A little bit of a raid coming down. And look at these beautiful raids coming through from Kasva, just running around with his metas non-stop. Now the spearman moving out. Camel archer on the backside, still remaining alive for the moment. Still, we see the Spar here looking to try and get in a decent exchange, but there's so many damn spearmen here at the moment. Unsure if we've got the phalanx upgrade just yet. I suspect not. If Marine Lord's only picking up his wheelbarrow at the moment, phalanx is definitely going to be a couple of days away. Has at least got the hardened spearman upgrade. Needs to start working on those archer numbers, and we can see now he's getting to reasonable amounts of archers, up to 7. Should be enough to deal with the hardened spearman. Actually, does he have +1 yet? No, he doesn't. So not going to be able to really. I mean, he's got the attack speed. 8 archers. One more will do it. There. Nope, that's not it. All right, well, for the moment, I'm liking both of these players' positions, but I definitely feel like Marine Lord's ahead. He's able to continue being aggressive, but at the same time, go for the third TC. Third TC will scale better. But now holding on in the center of the map, he's looking to try and repel this position, but there's too many archers here. Spahi looking to try and put on a bit of damage here. He wants to draw the spearman forward so he can attack with these units, but the meta not going to be able to buff the movement speed. Keep that in mind. Metas do not buff the movement speed unless they're in the formation. Beautiful job inside the stealth forest. He continues posturing around on this south side. Looking to try and make a little bit of a flank around, but he continues chasing. Hold on, have we got... Yeah, we've got... Oh, no, it's Camel on ease. I thought it was Fortitude. There's so many buffs to count. He looks to now try and pick up these spearmen. Archer numbers moving up a little bit as well. Beautiful combo coming out from Kasva. This is exactly what you expect out of him. Archers plus Spahi. This is the combination you want to typically be going here as the Ottomans. A beautiful composition, but keep in mind that those resources that Kasva have spent on 1, 2, 3 military schools, those same resources have been spent by Marine Lord on a town center. And the longer this game goes on, the better it gets for Marine Lord. These are a static amount of resources that get trickled in. Every minute, every 2 minutes or whatnot, you get your unit that comes in. But every 20 seconds, you're making a new villager over here. So eventually, it's going to reach a point. Let's say that this is the equivalent of 12 villagers, all right? Well, once this town center has made 12 villagers, well, then you're going to start scaling a little bit better than those military schools. So ideally, you'd like to see Kasva match that. And he can only expect at this point in time. Obviously, he's got no scouting information over that side of the map, despite having the scout over here. But the best thing that he could do is probably just go for that third town center as a safety point. We can see he's got 350 stone in the bag. So he might actually be thinking about going for that third town center, which is definitely the right play for him. He is behind on the villager count. No real difference in the villagers killed here. Rather, that's just going to be from the earlier town centers that have come through from Marine Lord. Now, keep in mind, he's also got those military schools to consider. But we're going to switch it over now from the villager count over to the resource count so you guys can get a bit of a better idea as to where these guys stand at the moment. And now we see the meta. It should hopefully switch over. It's got, range defense drums coming on here. Very smart choice. +4 range defense. Look at that. And don't focus down, or make sure you focus down that meta so everyone's taking a little bit less range damage. But you can see there, beautiful or smart moves there from Kasva to be moving the meta over onto the ranged defense drums. And now look at these. Look at what we got going down over here. We got wolves coming up across the map. Any third TC enjoys just yet? No, it doesn't seem like it. At least none of the Ottoman flavors. And now the MIA are going to be coming in. So Kasva, beautiful little timing here. I'm loving the way that he's playing this, not committing too heavily to the feudal age. I just love to see that third town center come down, and he's got enough resources for it right now. At least he just did then. Villagers now moving up towards the north, and we can see the army for MarineLord. There's a potential timing window where he could hit. His military count is beginning to eclipse, and oh, the vizier point. I forgot about the vizier point. Oh, my lord. Oh, God. Can I just take a few minutes silence for a few seconds silence for all the lost souls out there? I'm sorry. All right. Well, unfortunately, we got hit with the vizier point, but don't worry. We will be okay. We'll switch over to MarineLord so that we don't have that issue ever again. And we're going to enter into the cinematic mode right now because MarineLord knows it's time to go. Or at least he was thinking about it's time to go. Don't do me like that, MarineLord. Don't do me like that. No, he's doing me like that. Now looking to siege down the military school. He's actually going to spot this out. Keep in mind, there are villagers on the backside to potentially idle here. Continues holding on. MIA going to be coming up shortly. It's going to take at least 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 15 seconds before this, before the first mangonel is out. So you definitely do have a window to actually take out this landmark. We'll watch and see how he plays it and expect to start seeing veterancy coming through shortly, but he's going to need time. And putting the military school on the front like this means that it's going to be the very first thing that gets focused down. A lot of health here. Unfortunately, it's going to still go in the way of the dodo. And now a little bit of an awkward fight here around the military school. Kasva going to be trying his best to hold on. Spearman numbers not looking the best. He's just got that Sparhian and combination with the archers, but now looking to try and hold it on. There's so many damn spearmen here, and he's just resorting to sieging down the buildings. He's like, you know what? It's too damn hard to get through. He's waiting for the mangonel to come out. You can see it sitting at about 20% at the moment. He's hoping, he's praying for it to come through, but Kasva in a little bit of trouble here. There's just so many spearmen to deal with, and the problem is when you move from heavy amounts of archers up to heavy amounts of spearmen is that you can't kill the spearmen because there's too bloody many of them, and you're just overkilling them all. Metas on the front line need to be careful not to die. The units, where are the units right now for Kasva? I'm just starting to scratch my head here because the timing push from MarineLord's been absolutely immaculate. Meta's slowly going down. We see production coming down on the back line as well. It's going to be meta arms that are going to be coming through, which is definitely going to help him out in this position. But still, we see the meta struggling to survive. Archer's nice little position that he's got in here, and he's able to hold on the town center. Also going to be providing a little bit of cover, but the battering ram continues working through the production. He's lost 2 production facilities at the moment, but he manages to hold on, and Kasva not looking too bad at all in this position. Veterancy still yet to come through on the archers. Actually, has veterancy come through? I don't think it has. Normally they get these cool little hats, and they're wearing cool little hats, but I feel like their hats should be bigger once they get veterancy. Let's bring that UI back in just so that we can see. No veterancy coming through just yet. In fact, no upgrades whatsoever for Kasva. He's got 7 Lancers in queue at the moment. Is that what we're seeing? No, he's actually just making 7 Lancers right now. That is pretty big for Kasva. I'm curious to see where this game goes as MarineLord now begins to work on that culture wing. A minute to go before he looks to age up, and the meta's on the front side of the battle, not where he wants to be. The Knights now making it out onto the field. A couple of spearmen in here should be able to deal with it, but the Dark Knights do make their way through the pack. And now he's going to have to fall back from this position. You can see they're just completely getting surrounded now by those horsemen, just running out a little bit too far away from this initial position, and now looking to pick up the lumber preservation, I think it is. I'll double check. Yeah, lumber preservation now coming through for Kasva. Definitely a curious upgrade to be rushing as soon as he hits the castle age, but I respect it. And now the question's going to be, there's the mangonel. How much is he going to be able to do with the mangonel? Good little shot right there, hitting MarineLord where it hurts. Second shot, where's it going to go? You can see MarineLord stutter stepping. He's going left, he's going right. He's looking like a footballer right now, a rugby league player, a rugby union player. Mangonel shot, it hits. He only hits 4 units and manages to take out one of them. The Royal Knight, I say the Royal Knight, the Dark Knight, unfortunately does go down, and we see a new age has begun for MarineLord as well. A little bit of a raid now on the wood line as Kasva falls back with these villagers. Still the villager count climbing in favor of MarineLord. He's up about 35 villagers at the moment, which is pretty darn decent. And he's managing, well, I mean, have a look at that military count right now. Oh my lord, I forgot about the goddamn vizier point. Dude, that is so damn loud. Oh my, I don't know. I know I've got audio hypersensitivity, but like, that is just something else. Like that is just impressive. Raid now coming down on the gold mine as well. Is able to pick up 1 villager back here. Still pushing out with the Dark Knights. Men-at-Arms making their way onto the field as well. Definitely the right choice for him here. Always the potential for the archers to be just kiting for days though. Especially once those camel numbers start really getting out strong. Continuing to run around the backside now. Kasva going to be under threat. That 3rd town center never was added in, by the way. He had all the resources he needed for it, but just never put it down. We see that he's added in the rest of his production facilities, but he's going to be distracted on the backside. Look at the amount of villagers he's got back here. 23 villagers on stone. He knows what he needs to go for. He needs to go for a keep, whether that be defensive, whether that be offensive. But I guess the next question is, when it comes to this kind of matchup, do you really want to be playing late game with a civilization like the Abbasid, with a player like MarineLord, with an economy like that? 42 villager advantage at the moment. I got to ask the question, is Kasva even training villagers at this point? It feels like MarineLorD's economy is just absolutely destroying him. And now we can see that really the numbers of units that are coming out here are looking massive. He's found the villagers that are on that stone mine, looking to try and interrupt them. I don't even think he manages to take one down. I don't think so. No, those villagers have got the good stuff. The extra coats from textiles, I suspect. The leather coats. Maybe they got plate coats or something like that to make it a little bit harder to kill them. But now we look back in the base of MarineLord and take a look at that. Take a look at that. MarineLord just booming like it's yesterday. Booming like it's yesterday. Booming. You know what? I was going to say a joke. I'm not going to say it. That is culturally insensitive. And I'm just going to continue moving on with the rest of the cast. Dark Knight numbers slowly rising. But the Spearman numbers as well. We can see at the moment the Spearman numbers for MarineLord only on 9. He does have 14 crossbow out. So there's a potential way for him to get back into it. And look at the production now coming down here by Kasva. Huge amounts of production. 3 archery ranges. 3 barracks also going to be coming down. Or I think that's only 2 barracks. Yeah, 2 barracks and the blacksmith. Now MarineLord pushing forward with all of this siege as well. Mangonel, Springled, Ram, everybody getting in on it. Needs to make a siege tower here just to finish off the quadruple. But the Knights now going to be moving forward on the front line. They get pincered, skewered. They get skewered by the Spearmen. They're getting a little bit hungry. And he continues once again sieging from this same angle. We're going to enter into the cinematic mode as the men-at-arms make their way out onto the field. Looks like the front line is going to be defended here by the horsemen, but at the same time, the Springled needs to be focusing down on the Mangonel. It's going to be successful. The Mangonel fires off. He manages to just hit the front line. Men-at-arms still looking good, and we see the Janissaries have come out here. Janissaries on the back line, looking to try and take down the enemy. Unfortunately, they do take that increased range damage. Mangonel shot. It goes deep. He gets a pretty nice connection there. Villagers still repairing up that Mangonel, and now we've got the archers on the backside that are just able to hold on, looking to try and pick up any units, and he gets a big shot there. It looks like about 4 units have gone down there. He's holding on with the single Mangonel. Can Kasva's Mangonel do it? He did it in the last game with the single the single nest of bees. Can he do it in this game with a single Mangonel? It looks like he's actually done it. I'm not going to lie, but he is down on score. Oh my god, I just saw the scores. Take a look at that score, ladies and gentlemen. 1,700 score difference at this point in the game. That's not pretty. And now MarineLord's looking to bring up a keep. Oh, you don't like it. You definitely don't like this position for Kasva. He's just falling behind on the economy, and now it's a 40 villager difference that is being maintained, and MarineLord's going to start thinking about that Imperial Age. Once this keep gets up, once this position's solidified, he's going to be able to use this with trebuchets. He's going to be able to take down the majority of the production here of the enemy, and it seems like it will only be a matter of time before all that production is taken out. Infantry numbers continuing to increase. A single Janissary remains. Mangonel, did you fire short, Mangonel? Mangonel, I can't believe you. I know the trebuchet's accuracy is terrible, but I didn't think yours was as well. That was not good. Springled now coming up. Double Springled now coming up. MarineLord not even building this keep, or at least if he's building this keep. Okay, there we go. The keep was under construction, but it was just chilling out. It was just, yeah, a little bit weird. A little bit of an overchop. Unfortunately, it gets realized by MarineLord. He's just rallying units through now to the other side of the walls, and we got ourselves a little bit of a push right now as once again MarineLord looks to defend this position. Kasva trying his best to hold on. The Mangonel shot comes out. It's just going to hit a couple of these units on the front side, and good game gets called. Kasva tapping it out. MarineLord evening up the series now at 1-1. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this on YouTube, game number 3 going to be coming up right after this, so don't go anywhere, and it is going to be the decider in this series, a best of 3. Don't go anywhere. You do not want to miss this.